Welcome, crypto fam, to No One Daily Bitcoin Pod. I'm going to be preaching the holy gospel of Satoshi for the next couple of hours. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. Also, for the 12th week in a row, the Michael Saylor Bitcoin tracker was posted. He always buys more of the biddy. In the coming week, anticipating a big announcement for tomorrow. Also, big Tampa Bitcoin adoption. Charlie Shrem shared a float with 500,000 people right there in my old stomping ground. So shout out Tampa, Hillsborough County. Also, crypto czar David Sachs says USA to catch up really fast to the rest of the world's digital asset industries. We'll also be discussing the Bitcoin CVD model, suggesting 153 target in play. We also have 180,000 price target for this cycle, according to a blockchain firm, as well as Eric Trump announces zero tax for U.S. crypto investors. Also, we're going to be discussing Michael Saylor confirming $10 million Bitcoin price inevitable. I'm also going to be sharing some other $10 million Bitcoin price projections. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All of this, plus so much more, alongside the Nippinator, new chairman of the SEC, right here in today's show. If you're new to the channel, important to smash the likes, then go ahead, subscribe. Half of you watching aren't subscribed. Unacceptable. Then hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, 7 days a week, including Sundays like this. Church is in session. That's the holy gospel of Satoshi. I'm going to be preaching over the next couple of hours. Today is pod 1887. I'm your host, JV. It's Jan 26, 2025. And just 6 days ago was the inauguration of Trump. And that same day and that morning, we hit the all-time high, which is currently at 1093. Which is price discovery. We're practically only 4,000 away. And Bitcoins are ripping like the new Scottie Pippen. So you already know. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Bitcoin correcting, but barely in the red today alongside Ether, while XRP is getting a warm piece of the sidewalk alongside Cardano. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap is sitting at 3.61 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap just shy of 2.1 trillion and 75 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. And the Bitcoin dominance is at 57.6% with Ether dominance at 11.1%. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Onyx coin, dun dun, let the boys be boys, just slam. We have Mantra up 28%, and Pudgy Little Penguins up 18.5%. Shout out Craig Little. I see the super and greatly appreciate the support, broski. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we'll get a visual perspective on the day, and then we'll zoom out on the monthly. And on the day, most of the market in the red, but a few respectable gainers, as you can see, floating around on your screen. And checking out on the monthly, maybe 80% of the market, bloodshed, red, Rex City. Be careful with the altcoins there, family. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today, 73. Yesterday, 75. Last week, a 77. And last month, a 74. We love this metric, and how it works is the higher this goes in extreme greed, the more likely of a correction, aka a pullback. And checking out the time chain calendar. You currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 952 sats. We're currently on block number 880,919. And we have 169,081 blocks to go into the next halving of 2028. So there you go, crypto broskies. Let me know your thoughts on some of that. But let's dive into the astrology for the broskies. Also be pulling up some of the live charts. This headline reads, Binance Bitcoin price gap hits record as perpetual stayed bearish at 105, precisely where we're currently at. So despite trading less than 5 Gs from price discovery, currently roughly 4,000, anything but enticing for derivative traders. CryptoQuant confirms the gap between the spot and derivatives price and has never been wider. January 24th, derivative traded at 62.40 below the spot price. A standout event that contributor Darkfrost attributes to the macroeconomic trends, quoting the analyst here. This change in investor behavior can be attributed to the past U.S. macroeconomic data released by the Fed, highlighting projections for the future rate cuts and inflation expectations. Things could shift as the latest inflation data came in better than expected, and if this trend continues, it could restore confidence amongst the investors. I once heard a wise man said, "The trend is your friend." Anyways, the key U.S. inflation markers, such as the CPI and the PPI and the PCE index, as well as regular employment figures, have showed a release due on Jan 31st, days after the Fed meets to decide on any new changes for the benchmark interest rates. And quoting crypto quant, historically, during the bull cycles, spot perpetual price gaps tend to reverse and normalize to the neutral territory. And when the gap reaches such an extreme negative level, it often signals a strong buying opportunity. As market sentiment typically overreacts before stabilizing. Also a quote here, any major price movement from here will warrant close attention, especially given the level's importance as both a technical and on-chain support zone. And in some breaking news for the 12th week in a row, Michael Saylor posts the Saylor Bitcoin tracker, and every single time like clockwork, the following day he announces a major acquisition of the Biddy, in which last week he announced the largest acquisition thus far of the year from the Giga Chad. And also Tampa Bitcoin adoption, I put loving it. As you guys know, my old stomping grounds. I actually moved to Puerto Rico from Clearwater, 20 minutes from Tampa. And here's Charlie Shrem repping Florida. And there's a parade of over 500,000 Bitcoiners in Tampa. Let's freaking go. I mean, check that out. Giant Bitcoin float spotted in a parade in Tampa, Florida. Let's go Bucks. This is the first ever Bitcoin float in the world. So shout out my homie there, Charlie Shrem, holding it down there, Hillsborough County. But anyways, let's pull up some of the live chart action jackson for the broskies. Shout out Harry Balls. Greatly appreciate you becoming a member of the channel. That means a lot, broski. Check this out. We're going to pull up some of the live charts. And again, welcome to the HODL Gang. Shout out all the HODL Gang members. HODL Gang, HODL Gang, HODL Gang. And as you can see, we have a rising wedge formation sensation on the daily, but let's zoom into the hourly and work our way backwards. We also have a rising wedge here in the 1 hour. We do got a blue target sitting pretty like Papa Smurf at 117,700. And zooming out from the 1 hour, take a look at a 4 hour. 4 hour chart says it's going up forever, Laura. We still have that bullish 130,000 orange target, which I love to see on the 4 hour chart here. And zooming out there, take another look at the daily, and you can see rising wedge formation forming a green thus far on the day. And zooming out for the weekly, we do get a weekly candle close here in a few hours, around 6 p.m., I believe. It's currently 4:20 exactly here in Puerto Rico, so happy 4:20 to the broskies. And as you can see, a green candle already thus forming, so very bullish momentum. Let's continue with it, shall we? And zooming out on the monthly, as we can see here, also forming a nice green candle. We got less than a week left before we put a bow on January. December was a corrective itty-bitty red, and November was the most bullish green Godzilla candle we have ever seen since the inception of the Genesis block. But there you have it, crypto broskies and bitty baddies. What it do? Let's break down the latest regarding crypto czar David Sachs. Says the USA to catch up really fast to the rest of the world's digital asset industries. That's right. President Trump's newly appointed crypto czar says the U.S. will quickly catch up to the other countries' digital asset industries. In a new interview on Fox Business, David Sachs says Trump's executive order seeking clear crypto guidelines will help the nation catch up to the other countries, such as Singapore, that embraced digital assets earlier. Quoting him here, "We're going to catch up really fast. The innovation was starting to move offshore. There are places in Singapore and even some places in Europe that were ahead of us, but now I think it is going to change very fast." And if you look at Silicon Valley and the technology industry in general, the U.S. leads in virtually every category, with crypto being one of the few expectations. And I think that it's going to be very quickly rectified because of Trump's executive order. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Now, Sachs names 3 key areas of the industry that he says the government will look at to help build a clearer regulatory environment. Quoting him again. Number 1, market structure. We need to define what is a security, because no Claire Gare never did so. And what is a commodity? Well, now we got the new chairman of the SEC, Nippinator. We're in good hands. And what is a digital asset? or a collectible? There are a few different categories here, so defining the market structure is important. Second area is stablecoins. That's number 2. I think stablecoins are a really interesting area. They give us the opportunity to extend the dollar's dominance internationally, and we can basically create a digital dollar that people all over the world will use. We've heard this concept before, CBDC, just FYI. And then the third area, we're going to look at us evaluating this national stockpile for digital assets. We haven't created it yet, but we are going to study that issue. And that's the recent executive order that Trump signed, ultimately investigating, implementing a crypto stockpile for the nation. Now, they said crypto. Initially, when Trump spoke at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, he used the word Bitcoin stockpile, and now they're doing the old switcheroony. So be careful out there. Now, we broke down the latest from the crypto czar. Next up, we're going to discuss the CVD model, and then we'll be discussing 180,000 target. Then we'll be discussing Eric Trump proposing a zero taxes for cryptos out of the United States of America. And then we'll discuss a epic $10 million prediction from a true OG that made the prediction back when Bitcoin was worth zero. Talk about a visionary. And then we'll also be discussing the $10 million projection from the Giga Chad himself, the one and only Mikey Saylor. But first, let's break down some of this TA here. We have an expert analyst named Axel Adler, who provided key insights suggesting the biddy may be at an attractive level from the investment perspective. Drawing on historical data, he highlights that the Bitcoin current price aligns with patterns seen during the previous bull cycles, where strong support near the all-time highs often preceded significant rallies. This has bolstered optimism among long-term investors who view the current consolidation as a potential BTFD opportunity, fam. However, Biddy's inability to break decisively above the all-time high, currently sitting just above 109.3, that was on the day of the Trump inauguration, literally 6 days ago on Jan 20th, just FYI. But anyways, Bitcoin enters a key phase, a critical phase approaching the final stage of the 4-year bull cycle, a period historically marked by heightened speculation and substantial price surges. With investors and analysts anticipating a significant move in the coming months, many are beginning to set ambitious price targets for the crypto. This phase is characterized by growing interest, market momentum, and a focus on Bitcoin's ability to defy the macroeconomic challenges. And here you're looking at the CVDD chart on your screen. Now, Axel Adler also shed light on the Bitcoin potential use of the cumulative value days destroyed, which is the CVDD model. And according to Axler, this model suggests a conservative price target of 153 Gs based on the 5x multiplier. This metric, derived from historical data, points to Bitcoin's current price levels as potentially attractive for the long-term investors. The CVDD model has historically been a reliable indicator, offering insights into the Biddy valuation relative to the past performance. Adler also cautions that this and similar models do not account for external macroeconomic and political risks. Events like Novid and the mining ban in China previously disrupted the Bitcoin trajectory, demonstrating this unpredictable nature of the market. And while Bitcoin has historically shown resilience and a remarkable ability to recover from the setbacks, it is crucial to remember the past performance does not guarantee future results, and everything you hear during this stream is for entertainment purposes only. This is not investment advice whatsoever. If you're looking for investment advice, there's a man named Jim Cramer that the U.S. loves to put at the forefront to give financial advice. But just be careful, and you may want to inverse anything you hear from that man, and I'll leave it at that. But anyways, Bitcoin experienced significant volatility following Monday's inauguration day. We actually jumped $10,000 within a matter of like 8 hours, which is phenomenal. That's a God candle. Just FYI, the Omega candle sitting pretty at 100,000 price gain on the daily chart. But there you have it, crypto broskies and bitty baddies. We discussed the CVDD model, that 150,000 target. Let's up the ante a little. 180,000 in play. According to this analyst and this blockchain firm, they break this one down. So here we go. In a post-market intelligence firm, Glassnode explained that the Biddy price is not yet overheating and still has the potential for further growth over the next few weeks. This on-chain revelation is based on the Mayer multiple indicator, which is calculated as the ratio between the asset price and the 200-day moving average. The Mayer multiple measures the distance from the Biddy price from its long-term average to estimate the overbought and oversold conditions. This metric is also used to establish macro bull or bear bias when analyzing cyclical price movements. Now, historically, the Mayer multiple signals an overbought market condition and a potential price top where its value is 2.4. On the other hand, the Mayer multiple value below 0.8 suggests an oversold condition and the market bottom might be in. And according to the data from Glassnode, the value of the Bitcoin Mayer multiple stands at 1.37, indicating that Bitcoin is still quite a distance from the overbought territory. This price of data implies Bitcoin still has room for further growth in the cycle. Moreover, the Bitcoin price is at least 35% above the 200-day moving average, also a bullish indicator. Glassnode highlighted that the price of the Bitty would need to surge above 180,000 to become overbought. This price level represents the potential peak for Bitcoin in the current cycle and could be followed by a trend reversal with the oversold threshold at 0.8. The Mayer multiple places the Bitcoin bottom at around 60 Gs. Now, I'm skeptical there. I think we're never going to go that low personally ever again, and I'm way more bullish than us only hitting 180 this cycle. But you let me know your thoughts. As I shared earlier, my bull scenario this cycle, which is this year, which is typically a cycle peak the year preceding the halving, is 1.1 million. And my base case is 420,000. So 180 would be very, very bearish in my humble opinion. But let me know your thoughts. The Bitcoin price has not been particularly impressive since surpassing the 100,000 mark, leading to shouts of a price top in the market. The indicator somewhat provides insight into potential path for the premier crypto over the next few months. But you guys, let me know your thoughts. Again, we're sitting at the all-time highs currently, tapped at 109.3, and we're currently only 4,000 away. And once we hit price discovery, that's when things get exciting. Yeah, we may only go up 5,000 at a time, but we could shoot up 20,000. Anything's possible with Bitcoin. In fact, that's less than a 20% price gain on the day if we were to hit $125,000. So it's very doable. Anything's possible with the Bitty. Let's dive into the next story of the day. Big news here regarding zero taxes. A proposal for cryptos in the U.S. This is not official, but there's a lot of speculation and rumors, and also, Eric Trump talking about it. So let's discuss this, and then we'll dive into the 10 million price prediction. As you can see here, Eric Trump announces zero tax for U.S. crypto investors. Mario Nafal shared this yesterday. The Trump administration, and you should be able to see this on your screen, the Trump administration is eyeing zero capital gains taxes for U.S.-based crypto projects, aiming to lure global investment to American soil. Non-U.S. crypto projects won't be so lucky. Eric Trump hinted at a 30% capital gains tax for foreign players. Experts say this sharp divide is designed to attract global crypto investments to the U.S. soil. And I think that would be a fantastic move. I hope that's true. What are your thoughts here, fam? With U.S.-based crypto's market cap of $550 billion and climbing, this policy can supercharge the sector and put America ahead in the blockchain race. You want to make Bitcoin, or United States, the Bitcoin superpower of the world? Start by getting rid of the damn capital gains taxes. Definitely a step in the right direction. And apparently, it would be all major cryptos in the U.S., not just Bitcoin, from my understanding of it. So let's dive a little deeper into this. So yeah, Trump mentioned that there will soon be no capital gains tax for U.S.-based crypto projects, and that would include XRP and Hedera, which is HBAR. That means investors of these projects can spend considerably less when cashing out their crypto for profit. However, crypto projects based outside the U.S. will not be so lucky, incurring a hefty 30% capital gains tax. What are your thoughts on this? This could help bring additional crypto innovation to the U.S., precisely, and provide a substantial comparative advantage for the domestic projects. As shared here, Donald Trump's second son, Eric Trump, confirmed made in the USA crypto projects 0% capital gains tax. Offshore crypto projects serving the U.S. users 30% capital gains tax, and U.S.-based crypto projects include XRP, Solana, APT, Sui, Polkadot, Trump, etc. That's interesting to include the Trump meme coin on it. But and from Washington, Ted Cruz stirs up controversy as he plans to challenge the new IRS rule targeting DeFi. Finalized in December, the rule mandates DeFi brokers file detailed tax forms, Form 1099, reporting user transaction amounts, names, and addresses. Cruz is concerned that this rule unfairly targets DeFi platforms, which are driven by decentralized autonomous organizations, which are DAOs that often lack central parties to report such info. And Cruz is also a vocal proponent of crypto and still a loyal enemy of the CBDCs. And as you know, Trump just recently signed the ban on CBDCs in America. So definitely, in my opinion, a step in the right direction. But let me know your thoughts with some of that. And do you think that will come into fruition? I think it's every Bitcoiner's dream, 0% capital gains tax here in the United States. Otherwise, you may have to move to Bitcoin country or possibly even Puerto Rico. Now for our feature story of the day. He predicted Bitcoin would hit $10 million back when it traded at zero. He helped Satoshi Nakamoto when no one else would. We're talking about the infamous Hal Finney and his most bullish quotes and predictions. I'm going to be sharing the receipts, as well as Giga Chad Mikey Saylor projecting Bitcoin hitting 10 million per coin, which is ultimately a 10x from here. Here's the legend Hal. May he rest in peace. Very early Bitcoin adopter. I mean, the guy is a hero. But check this out. Here's some infamous quotes. And shout out to Pete Rizzo, the Bitcoin historian that is. As an amusing thought experiment, imagine that Bitcoin is successful and becomes the dominant payment system to use throughout the world. Then the total value of the currency should be equal to the total value of all the wealth in the world. With 20 million coins, that gives each coin a value of $10 million. Imagine being such a visionary. Back when Bitcoin was worthless, it was zero, and making a 10 million prediction, I have no doubt in my mind that Bitcoin will hit 100 million per coin. And you guys let me know your thoughts, which ultimately, here, 10 million, my apologies. I also believe in my lifetime we can hit 100 million, which I believe would be 1,000x from the current price target. But at 10 million per coin, if you own 10 Bitcoins, that would put you at $100 million net worth. And obviously, you can run the math. If you had 100 Bitcoins at 10 million a coin, you'd be a billionaire, which is wild. Now, when the price was $6, here's a quote from March 17, 2011. Unless Bitcoins become substantially more valuable, the Bitcoin network will never be substantially more resistant to attack. For Bitcoin to succeed and become secure, Bitcoins must become vastly more expensive. And again, it's very prophetic. When Bitcoin was $22 on June 4th of 2011. Every day that goes by and Bitcoin hasn't collapsed increases the chance of an eventual success and justifies a higher price. And back when Bitcoin was zero, if you want to change the world, don't protest, write code. This was in 1994, January 2nd. I'm pulling out all the receipts. And back when it was a penny, February 10th of 2010, one day before my birthday. Bitcoin has the potential to become the dominant currency worldwide. If this happens, Bitcoins could be worth millions of dollars each. Speak again. Check it out. November 15, 1992. Here we are faced with the problems of loss of privacy, creeping computerization, massive database, more centralization, and digital cash offers a completely direction to go in. The computer can be used as a tool to liberate and protect people rather than to control them. Very well said. And again, November 7th of 2008, Bitcoin seems to be a very promising and original idea. Now, when Bitcoin was 25 cents, November 7th, 2008, since we're all rich with Bitcoins, or will we once they are worth 1 million like everyone expects? He says everyone. We ought to put some of this unearned wealth to good use. Now, when it was 26 cents, December 4th, 2010, Bitcoin is a global, decentralized, yet consistent database. This database is used to record transfers of coins, but it could potentially be used for more. There are many applications for a global, consistent database. And at 28 cents, December 21st, 2010, I see Bitcoin as ultimately becoming a reserve currency for banks, playing much the same role gold did in the early days of banking. Banks could issue digital cash with greater anonymity and lighter weight, more efficient transactions. I mean, shit out again to the Bitcoin historian. Very epic throwback there. And now for the Giga Chad. In this interview, he shares, Bitcoin offers economic immortality and will reach 10 million per coin, which is precisely a 100x from today's price action and right on alignment with what Hal Finney was prophesizing from the inception of the Genesis block. So if you'd like economic immortality, bitty broskies and bitty baddies, look no further than the king, the BTC. And quoting the Giga Chad from this interview, which I have shared on my timeline numerous times, got over 150 45,000 views, quoting him verbatim. Because Bitcoin is just pure money. It is just as effective at 100,000 a coin as 10,000 a coin. At $1 million a coin, it's just as effective. And at 10 million a coin, it's probably more compelling at 10 million a coin than $1 million or 100,000 a coin. It's kind of universally scalable asset that gets less risky. The only thing that's going to change, in my opinion, is when it was super risky and scary. Below 10,000, you were getting 100 to 200% a year annualized gains. And then when it got a bit more understandable, between 10,000 and 100,000, your gains were 40 to 50% a year. And then at some point, they got to 30 and 20%. And in the extreme, if everybody in the world understood Bitcoin, it would be 20, 30, 40% of the wealth of the entire world. So it would be 200 to 300 trillion in today's dollars. And then the price would be appreciating at a rate of global inflation in fiat currency. So if the gold inflation rate remains at a 7, it would ultimately still remain at a 7, and then it would appreciate a little bit more because of the productivity of the people that adopt it as a treasury reserve asset. Let me know if you agree, disagree with the Giga Chad, Mikey, Saylor, and the infamous throwback from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Hal Finney, projecting a $10 million Bitcoin price back when it was literally zero. And let me know your thoughts, and I'll read your comments out loud. Welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. 2,200 people here live and in the flesh. I'm going to do my best to read the comments. John Nash was Satoshi, says Laser Cat. Anybody smart enough to buy here and discuss it, it can come with the money and the amount and start saving. You may get rich, but you won't get more poor. Por favor. That's right. That's right, broskies. Become a member of the channel. Exclusive perks. That's right. You want to take advantage of that. 100K, another 100K, another 100K. That's 300K on the way, on the lay, motherfucking on the way. But did you buy the dip today? Or did you let it slip away like Cinderella slipper? A 100K Bitcoin grenade. The Bukele play. What did Bukele say? Fuck the IMF. We gonna be okay. Fuck the IMF. We don't need them, eh? Fuck the IMF. This a freedom play. Fuck the IMF. This a freedom play. You already know.